Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. This is a 2007 328i coupe, and I'm going to show you how to change the oil on it. First I'm going to put it up on ramps, and I'm going to jack up the back with some floor jacks, those over there. Okay, we're up and we're level. You always want to have the car level, or maybe tip it a little bit towards wherever the drain plug is. It's in different places on different cars. I'm going to show it to you here, but you more or less want to have the car level. Throw a couple of jack stands under those where those floor jacks are, so it doesn't come down on you. Never seen it happen, but better safe than sorry. There's a little trap door with a little nut that you turn to open up the trap door. So open that up. The little fastener to open the trap door, it's a little tricky. You want to have, there's a flat edge to it, see the flat edge, facing towards the trap door, like that. But this thing is in a little slot, and sometimes you have to push it back towards the back of the car, otherwise that flat spot won't quite line up. So be aware of that. Here's your drain plug. It's, let me get a light on it. There. It's 17 millimeter. That'll do the job. I like to put a rag there because the oil's going to shoot out this way, and if you don't put a rag there, it'll get on top of this this plastic under tray. So if you know, and then it'll drip for a while. So just put a little rag up there, and then crack her open. See how it's hitting the rag a little bit. I just spun it off with my thumb, so I didn't get too much of a mess running down my arm. So that's it. You want to position your pan to catch it. You know, sometimes move the pan a little bit as the curve of the oil goes down. Now I'm going to go up to the engine side and open up the oil filter. Froggy likes this kind of a oil filter wrench. It works on a lot of different sizes. There's a few other kinds, but it's like a strap wrench basically. It just tightens up, and there you go. Should not be on that tight. If you have, you probably can't get it off by hand, but you should not have to put much pressure on the wrench to get it off. If you do, then somebody, the last person it's got a little arrow for tightening. Right now we're loosening. It could be the last person to put it on too tight. I like to take it out, you know, like on 80% of the way, and then let it drip a little bit. And I put a rag down, and I'm just going to take it, put it onto my rag, and that way I don't have a mess all over my engine. While this is dripping, I'm going to go back underneath and put my new gasket on there and put the drain plug back. Now your oil filter should come with 4 parts. Your filter, a new outside O-ring that goes there, an inside O-ring that goes on the bottom, and the little part in the middle there, and this metal washer that's for your drain plug. Should always come with those. If you don't get all those parts, then you're not buying a very good oil filter. Okay, there's my plug with a new washer on it. You know, I put it side by side next to the old washer. I think in a pinch you could reuse the old washer. It doesn't really get deformed very much when you put it in correctly. But if you got a new one, use a new one. The oil will drip for quite a while, but once it's dripping like that, 1 drop at a time, I'm done. I'm not going to wait an hour for it to drip any more than that. So yeah, wipe it up. Put your trap door back. Swivel that little fastener 180 degrees. so that the flat side is towards the back of the car, the curvy side's towards the front, and you're done underneath here. There is probably a torque spec for that drain plug. I don't know what it is. You can look it up online, but I just put it, as they say in German, good and tight. Don't strip it out. It doesn't have to be that tight, okay? Just give it, you know, a nice snug up there. You got like a 10-inch wrench there. You don't have to put that much leverage on it. Okay, to get the old filter out, you just pull on it. You might have to pull a little hard. It grabs a little bit on these ribs here from the heat, the heating, cooling, but it just slides on there. That's all. Put it next to your new filter. Make sure they're the same size. Looks good. There is no top or bottom to this. I like to put the lettering up there. I don't know why. No good, no reason. Put it on there, shove it on there. There you go. It's all the way down. You can hear it go down. I'm going to take this little O-ring off, and I'm going to take this big O-ring off, and I'm going to put the new ones on. I've got a little tool, a little pick that I use to get O-rings out. Let's see if I can show you. Let me do a close-up. Okay. Let's see if I can show you how this works. It's kind of obvious. Sorry, I was out of frame there. Just hook it under there, then you can get your finger under there and then take it off. I like to lubricate the O-rings with a little oil. Just dip your finger in there, take a little oil. On this upper one, the lower one is pretty obvious where it falls down into that groove. The upper one should be obvious, but it might not be. Make sure you don't put it up too high. It doesn't go right next to this lip. It goes in a groove that's at the top of the threads. It almost looks like an extra thread, but it's not an extra thread. It's a groove. Okay? Make sure it's in there all the way around. And we're almost done up here. That's pretty much it. Now when you screw this in, again, see what I'm doing? I'm lubricating it with some oil. That'll make it screw in easier, and you're gonna be compressing this against the metal, this lip in here, so it's gonna feel tight when you put it in. Don't worry about it. Just keep screwing it till you can't screw it anymore. As you screw it in, take a look at it. Make sure that the O-ring is going down inside the metal housing. You know, look at it all the way around. If that O-ring is sticking out somewhere, you've got a problem. You need to take it out and reassemble it and do it over again. Okay, take another look at it. Make sure the O-ring's not sticking out anywhere. When it's tight, it's tight. When it's done, it's done. Don't force it anymore. Okay, so we've got our plug in the bottom. We've got our filter in the top. We're going to add oil. I like to look. I can see one of the cams there. I like to just look and see, you know, how things are looking. Let me give you a close. It's a good time to take a look at the top of your valve train. Basically, it should look a little golden-y, light tannish kind of color, maybe even greenish. I don't know. Depends on how you see colors. But I can see a couple of lobes on the cam. They look nice. Can you see that? See how nice that... sorry. Yeah. There's maybe... Yeah, there. All right. See how nice that cam lobe looks? It's no grooves on it, no scratches on it. That's how they should all look, but we're not pulling off the whole valve cover. So what I like to do is put in 6 quarts and then run the engine and top it off. You have electronic oil dipstick, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan of them, but that's what it's got, so that's what we have to use. It might take the full 7, but 6 should bring it up so that it's showing on my electronic dipstick when I measure it. Okay, let's put 6 in. While I'm waiting for the oil to drain out of each of these cans, that's when I start getting rid of my old oil. I like to put it into a 1-gallon jug and then bring it to a recycling place. I don't try to put it back into 6 1-quart containers. Here's number 6 going in. Then we're going to start the car. We're going to look for leaks underneath. We're going to wait till the engine warms up and get an oil level reading, and then we'll put a little more of number 7 quart in there if we need it. Okay, let's start up and see what we get here. We don't have an oil pressure gauge in the BMW, and this year we have an oil temperature gauge. It says service. We know we just did the service. So now we'll have to wait a little bit. We're going to go underneath and look for leaks. Sounds nice. No unusual sounds. No oil gushing out here. I guess if you had a little leak you wouldn't notice it because of that trapdoor, but I'm not going to crawl under there and open it up again because I know I did everything right there. Just be aware. If you did the next day or the day after see an oil dripping where you park your car, you might want to go under there and look and see if it's coming from that oil drain plug that you just put in. Also, you want to check here at your filter, your oil filter. Usually when you get a leak after an oil change, it's at the filter. On most cars, even on a BMW, because this is pressurized, so that would be the usual place to see a leak, and there is none. So here's how you check your oil level. On the stock here on the left, there's an up and down toggle switch. So toggle it either direction. 1, 2, 3. I did it 3 times, and it says oil. Then on the end of the stock, press in briefly and let it go. What does it say? Plus 1 quart. So that means I'm 1 quart low. It's telling me to add 1 quart. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to add a half a quart, and then I'm probably going to check it tomorrow and see if that went away. Let me get it up for you again. That level should come up about halfway between the min and the max. If it comes up about halfway, then I'm going to put the rest of that quart in there. I just would rather have a dipstick, and this is an electronic device that's measuring the oil level, and there is information out there that these electronic measuring devices can go bad. Usually if it goes bad, it'll give you a message that says, I've gone bad. It doesn't say those words, but it'll give you an indication that it can't give you an oil level. So anyway, basically I don't trust them that much. I'd rather have a dipstick, as I already said, but I'm going to add a half a quart, and then that will be it. So that's basically the end of my video. Oil change on a BMW 328i Coupe. If this helps you out, give me a thumbs up, for goodness sake. And if you want more from Froggy, subscribe to my channel. It's free, baby. It's free. I just thought I'd show you this. I put a half a quart in, and there you go. It's halfway between min and max. So that gives me a little more confidence in this electronic oil measuring device. It actually measures the quality of your oil. In other words, when do you need an oil change, and it measures the oil level. It does both things with one sensor. So I'm going to put the other half a quart in, and then it'll be all the way full, and we'll be good. I'm going to show you how to reset the oil life indicator. Okay, here's how to reset the oil service life. Press the start button until you get the time is displayed, then press it once more when all your check warning lights come on and everything else. Toggle on the stalk on the left, toggle up or down, doesn't matter, until you get to oil. And then on the end there's a button called a BC button. Hold that in. I've already done it, so it says OK now, but I'm holding it in for I guess you have to hold it in until it says OK. I'm going to hold it in for a few more seconds, and then I think and it'll come back to that display right there. So that's how you reset the oil life. Now make sure you do that after you do an oil change.